Okay, so you're concentrating on just 4 scales this week and keeping them hand separately for the time being. So C sharp and G sharp minors, okay? Both hands will start on 3s, okay, third fingers. So C sharp, 2 black keys, then the E, okay, because it has to be the minor third if we're doing the minor scale. If we were doing the major scale starting on the same note, we'd call it D flat, but also we would go to the F because that's the major third in the chord. So if we're doing the minor key of a scale and the arpeggio, we make sure we use just the minor third. So the third note you play will be E in this case. Then 2 more black keys, then your thumb, and then that's your raised 7th note, and back to C sharp again with your third finger. Go back to E again, and your raised 7th. Okay, so watch where the 4 comes in this one. It comes on the D sharp there. Okay, and the left hand will start also on the third finger. Again, go to the E because it's the minor third. Then the 4 comes over. There's your raised 7th, E, 4th finger to F sharp. Okay, then if we do G sharp, I'm going to start with my third finger again. Starts very much the same way with 2 black keys. Then the B, which is your minor third. Okay, so it's just a semitone away from the black key there. Then C sharp, D sharp, E, here's your raised 7th, and then back to the G sharp again. There's your raised 7th. I meant to ask you in your lesson about your theory. I can't remember where we are up to with that. Perhaps next week you can get your theory book out if you've got one, or just email me and let me know which book and which page you're on at the moment. So then G sharp minor we're doing, so third finger starts again, go to the minor third note, which is the B, turn the 4 now, same fingering exactly as C sharp minor, it's exactly the same. Okay, right, now you might as well do the arpeggios of those two because you're going to use your 2-1 and your 2-4, all right, and your 2-1 and your 4-2 in the left hand. So there's no third fingers in these. And it again uses that minor third interval at the beginning. So C sharp, E, then the G sharp and back to the C sharp. So that's your arpeggio, and the left hand starts again with a 2, going to the minor third, right over to the G sharp and C sharp. Okay, and then the G sharp, again go to the minor third note, which is the B, D sharp and G sharp are the other notes. Same fingering, just 2s, 1s and 4s. Left hand the same. So it's worth trying to work all those scales and arpeggios together because there are similarities between them. Now completely different is F sharp major. In the scale you've got those 3 black notes to begin with, so you've got no option but to use your middle 3 fingers, otherwise you'll end up with your thumb on a black key, which we don't want. So we start with 2, 3, 4, then it's B and F. It's actually an E sharp really, but I'll call it F in this instance. All right, but it's quite an easy pattern to remember. So that's the right hand. The left hand starts on a 4. White notes B and F. And then the arpeggio of that one is all black keys. All right, it's the only one you've got that is all black keys. So it's just a major chord. So we use it just like you use C major. Same pattern, same fingering, but all black keys. just feels a little bit uncomfortable because you feel like you're going to fall off the keys. All right, and then the left hand, because that's a major third and it's black keys, when we do D major, E major, A major, B major as well, we use the 5 and the 3. So we're going to do the same, start a bit lower actually, for this one. All right, use the 3rd finger, not the 4th finger. So that's F sharp major. And then the only other scale we're looking at is F minor. Okay, so F minor again is different to these other ones we're doing. So this is like F major. You've got the same fingering in the right hand, so you end up with the spare finger at the top. 4th finger always comes on the B flat, okay? But it is the minor key, so we're going to do 2 whites and 2 blacks. That's the way I tend to remember it. Then the C, the D flat, and the E natural is your raised 7th. Okay, then you're back to F, 2 whites, 2 blacks, C, D flat, E, F. So I think it's just a case of learning that pattern. There's no tricks or clues to remember it otherwise. And it's not an easy scale to remember. So that's what I would suggest you do. In the left hand, again, it's just using F major fingering. All right, but the pattern is different. So I'm going to say it again. 2 whites, 2 blacks, C, D flat, E, F. 2 whites, 2 blacks, C, D flat, E, F. And if you say it enough times to yourself, hopefully you won't forget it. Now be careful here not to put the thumb. You must put the 4th finger so the thumb comes on your F, which is your key note. Right, as the thumb often does. So that's F minor scale. Then the arpeggio is very easy. So we've been talking about major and minor and intervals. So that's your major key of F. If you lower that interval of that 3rd to make it a minor 3rd, it's a smaller interval, that will give you your F minor chord and your F minor arpeggio. And it's just straightforward, basic arpeggio fingering in both hands. Okay, so try and think about how these keys, you know, the sort of theory behind them a little bit, and pick up these little tips about major thirds and minor thirds particularly.